So hey everyone, Mark Woodland here. I'm here today with Jaki Bent from ODODOW. I just thought to shoot a short video because Winbox is a founding member of the program and the business that Jaki is setting up. So I thought it would be really good for you to hear in Jaki's words exactly what it's all about and how Winbox is going to be involved. So Jaki, can you kick off? First of all, why the name ODODOW and what does that stand for? Because I know it has a good meaning behind it.
It does. ODODOW stands for One Day, One Deed, One World. And we chose a name for it that could actually not just be UK based, but once we show that what we're doing works in the UK, it can then go out to other parts of the world and help other parts of the world as well.
That's brilliant.
So what does ODODOW do? It's an interactive community map that aims to pinpoint the nearly 200,000 registered charities in the UK and community projects and not-for-profits, so all the places that provide help and support that are often run by unsung heroes to help people within communities.
And surprisingly, that's not out there currently.
No.
This is the first of its type.
This is the
in
first
the
of
world.
its type. We haven't found one anywhere else, and
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody might say, well, there's this, that and the other. There are some small pockets of it, so there might be a council somewhere that's brought some of the information together, but they're based on literally just helping people who are in crisis to find that help. They're very difficult to find, the websites for it, but this is about connecting communities one click at a time. So whether you're somebody who needs help, somebody who wants to go and volunteer, you're an existing community project or charity that wants to connect and share with other charities and community projects so that you share best practice, tools, resources, avoid duplication, work on things together. So it's about bringing them together as well, but then also encouraging businesses to support local projects. So it really is connecting communities one click at a time.
Sounds excellent, and you can tell why Winbox really wants to be involved with this. I've known Jaki for about 6 months. We're both in the same accelerator program, and as soon as I heard about the ODODOW project and what she was doing, if there was a way that I could support it and Winbox could support it, we would. So I'm really glad that we're a founding member of the project, of what you're doing. One question I want to ask is, what's your story? Why is it you that's solving this problem for the world?
A number of reasons. Personally, in my life, there have been times when I've been in crisis and I've needed help and support and I've struggled to find it. But then I worked with people. I was a trainer helping people who'd been out of work through illness and disability to get their confidence and self-esteem up so that they could go back into work. And I was just shocked at literally hundreds and hundreds of people who I spoke to who wanted to help themselves but didn't know where to go to. They hadn't been signposted, and yet there might be a charity or community project within 2 miles of them that could have been helping them. And I heard some absolutely tragic stories. There was one gentleman, and he had been a businessman quite high up in his world, and he'd got ill. And in the previous 6 to 8 years, he had lost his job, he'd lost his income, he'd lost his wife and his 2 kids. They'd moved away. He was living in a bedsit. He came in trainers that were almost falling apart, tracksuit bottoms, and he had no self-confidence, no self-esteem. He'd never imagined it could happen to him. No one had pointed him in the direction of where he could get help. And in fact, as he admitted to me, to start with, he was too proud to admit he needed help. And by the stage he realised he needed help, it was almost too late. But nobody had really asked him those questions, and he said he felt judged. He felt like he was one of the people in the world that was, just brushed to the side. He didn't feel, it broke my heart. And I met hundreds of people who had stories very similar. And to me, it just seemed crazy that you could go to Google Maps, you could find a hotel, restaurant, virtually anywhere in the world, and then make an informed choice based on the results that it gave you. And my thought process was, well, why doesn't this exist for charities and places that you can get help or where you want to volunteer? And it was just, somebody's got to do it. Once too often I was told by my bosses that I had to stop working with certain people because they were no-hopers. So in other words, they weren't going to bring the business I was working for any money in. And I wasn't allowed to work with them. And still to this day, that catches me in my throat because nobody is a no-hoper. And people's lives shouldn't be judged just on money. So that really got to me. And in the end, I actually gave up my job to work on something that could help. And there have been lots of ups and downs on the journey. When I took on the project, I thought, what was the worst that could happen to me? And the worst that could happen was that I might need to sell my home so I could carry on working on it. Well, that happened 2 years ago, and I did sell my home. So from just about owning my own home, I now have a shared ownership. And I've used the money to help me carry on working on this.
And that's just a testament to how much you believe in this project, of what you're doing here, and how emotionally connected you are to it, which I think is excellent. And I think that's what it takes to have a successful business, is you need that passion, and you need to live it and love it. So I think you've got that in the bundle, so
I live it and I love it. But the thing is, when I was out talking to people about doing this, so many people said, we'd like to be involved, we'd like to help. Some businesses said to us, so how you've become involved with being our founding member with the community pledge is the side that is going to help to run to pay ODODOW. So what the community pledge is it's, as you know, but to explain, it's a membership platform for businesses to help them to fill what's called their corporate social responsibility. That's the long term. But in other words, to actually show that they connect and care with their community.
Yeah.
So the second they pay their membership fee, that money goes into running ODODOW, the interactive community app. It's there for everybody in their community for them to use. But what the business gets from it is that they know that they're part of something that's so much bigger. They'll get pinpointed on a separate map to show they've signed up, so that people can see actually this business cares.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it as well, and you can ask me questions on that. But I'm very aware I get so passionate about it that I can waffle.
It's good. No, it's not waffling. It's great stuff that you're saying, and I think it's something that people need to know about and need to hear and get behind if they can.
Yeah.
So on that note, people can get involved with the community pledge.
Yes.
What are the other ways that people can get involved?
Oh, if they know of a charity that's not on ODODOW, let the charity know that ODODOW exists. If they want to, they could become a community ambassador and actually help us to fill ODODOW, because every charity, community project or not-for-profit is invited to add themselves to ODODOW.
For free?
For free. No cost involved at all to them. So they put their information up there. They share what information they want to. They can put who they are, whether they're a charity, CIC, not-for-profit, community project. They can share who they help, what they want to do, why they started. They can share their story. They can share what help they might like from their community. So if they want some volunteers or they need some support on something, they can share events that they're running. They can share a link to their website, to their Twitter, to their Facebook, anything that they want to on there that's there. Now, some of them might provide a low-cost help and support. So say what that is. Let people know what that cost is straight off, so that people who maybe have got money know that that's a paid-for service. But if they haven't, they can say, okay, this is a paid-for service. I won't read through everything there because I know that's there. The information is there to be clear for everybody and transparent.
Yeah.
We want to help people find and access the help and support that's right for them, no matter where they are, that they can go to. If they haven't got a smartphone, if they haven't got access to a computer, go to a library. We want to encourage NHS sites, job centres, etc., to make it so that people can access that information through computers there. We're at the beginning of our journey. Everybody who's involved now, like yourself, is believing that we can do this. You're having faith in us before we've built our credibility. But just to say, we launched ODODOW 12 days ago. We've already had over 70 charities add their pinpoint.
From all across the UK?
From across the UK, from across the UK. And just yesterday, I kept getting little notifications. 6 added themselves yesterday.
So that's going to snowball and it's going to build momentum and ramp up and ramp up and ramp up.
So people can help by letting people know that ODODOW.org, which is literally, if they remember the one day, one deed, one world, ODODOW.org, they can just tell charities about it. Tell local projects. If you're in somewhere at the job centre or you're somewhere, say to them, why haven't you got a computer here so that people can access the information? Build the awareness in conversations. It's simple. If you've got a blog, if you're a company, if you're a charity that's doing something great, email me. Let me know what you're doing and we'll share it.
ODODOW.org.
ODODOW.org. And like for yourself, you said that you're doing your sponsored bike ride later this year. Do you want to tell me a bit about that?
Yes, so every year Team Winbox do a bike ride. Last year we went from Bristol to Brussels and we raised money for the Children's Hospice South West. And at the end of April this year, we're going a little bit further and we're doing Bristol to Brussels. So we're currently doing a lot of fundraising and sponsorship and raising some awareness about that challenge. And it's a team of 4 of us that do it. We have great fun, but it's also for a great cause. So yeah, that's what we're doing currently.
So to me, when I heard you say what you were doing, I was like, you're exactly the business that we want on board with the Community Pledge, because you're doing something that's great. But actually, how many of your customers know that you're doing this as well?
Yeah.
That actually, by being your customer, they're helping you to do this and to make a difference. And the Community Pledge will help you to get that information out there, because, okay, we're launching the Community Pledge in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, but we've got you as one of our founder members, and we've got more people coming on board before we've actually even officially launched the Community Pledge.
It just shows how much people want to get involved and help.
That's right. And so once you get your pinpoint on the map, you'll be able to add the details. You're doing this and you're raising money for this. So you'll be able to tell people this is what you're doing. Afterwards, you'll be able to tell people this is what we've done this year. This is how much we raised. So you'll be able to let people know, and you can update that information on your pinpoint anytime, which starts to help get the message out there. But it will also encourage other businesses to do things as well. You might find that a business comes to you and say, hey Mark, we saw that you did this last year and you were a team of 4. Why don't we join together as businesses and make it a team of 8 next year?
Yeah.
So let's try and encourage people to do that. At the point that we become self-sustainable, which will be at about 1,500 members, so 1,500 businesses, we plan on taking out a full page in a national newspaper once a month. That full page will be split into the main 12 UK regions. From each region, we're going to highlight one business that's signed up to the Community Pledge that's doing something extra, so like your bike ride. So not just the Community Pledge, but doing something within their community as well. So we'll highlight one business from each region, and we'll highlight one charity or community project that's doing something great.
So they both get half page.
So it'll be split into 12. So they'll have sort of like a section in each 12. Each 12 there'll be an introduction to what you're doing with links through, so they can come to the Community Pledge, look you up, see what you're doing, encourage you, and the same with the ODODOW, the charities, to encourage them to go to there. But that will start to build a story each month of what's going on that's great in the country. So rather than all this bad doom and gloom news, we'll be sharing that. I mean, obviously, we'd like a national newspaper to become one of our sponsor partnerships so that we don't have to pay for that.
That would make sense.
Because then the money from that can start going back into communities. Because at the point we start making profit, that profit's going to go back into communities across the UK. So we're a CIC, so we're a community interest company. So the plan with everything has always been that it's for the benefit of communities across the UK. Hence the reason we chose ODODOW, one day, one deed, one world. So everybody can do something on one day, even if it's only one day a year. But if they planned on something once a month, they can make a difference. And it's... I can't remember quite the quote, but I think it was by Betty Rees, and it's, you think you're too small to be significant, yet it is about having a mosquito in a room. Think about how tiny a mosquito is. That makes a difference in your life if it's buzzing around at night and stops you sleeping. So each person can make a difference. It doesn't matter how small the thing is, whether it's a smile for somebody or taking action, you can make a difference in somebody's life. Straight off. And I just believe that there are so many good people out there. ODODOW will become the hub. So ODODOW and the Community Pledge are part of our overall, if anybody wants to look us up, the overall company, the CIC, is called If Everyone Cares. Because we believe that if everyone cares, we really can make a difference in the world.
Okay, so that's brilliant. Thanks for that overview, and you can tell why I'm inspired by Jackie and so many other businesses and charities and individuals are out there. So I implore all of you, if you are in a position where you can support Jackie, whether you're a charity, a business, an individual, any way you can get involved, get in touch with Jackie at ODODOW.org. Any questions or advice, I'm sure she's open to them. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm fully behind you.
Thank you.
So yeah, go do something great.
Yeah, definitely. Go do. And thank you.
Thank you.